Hey everybody, Steve here in Palm Springs. I'm in the Little Tuscany area on Chino Canyon Way, and I'm going to walk up to the end of the street here and maybe up into the hills as well. I'll see. I'm just going to play it by ear. I hear a leaf blower, but it's not a gas powered blower, which those are really noisy. This one sounds like it's electric, which is a lot quieter, which is nice, but still kind of annoying. Oh, actually, I bet it's not even a leaf blower. I bet it's the little motor that blows up the Christmas decorations. I think that's probably what it is. Those can be kind of noisy too. Once again, I'm in a very nice neighborhood here in the northern end of Palm Springs. These are all multi-million-dollar homes. It's a nice place to walk. These side streets here aren't too busy, not a lot of cars going by, which is nice. So while I'm talking, I'll show you some of the homes along the way. If I see anything particularly interesting, I'll stop and show you. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk and walk like I like to do. And this morning, it got me thinking about, it was really cold. When I got up, my app on my phone said that it was 40, I think like 42 degrees. For Palm Springs, that's really cold. It's December, and it does get down sometimes into the 30s and even the 20s, 20 degrees. But that's pretty rare. The 30s not so much, but yeah, it doesn't usually get down into the 20s too often. That's a pretty home. All of these homes are pretty. What was I going to talk about today? I was going to talk about the fact, so I got up early. I normally take my walk really early in the morning. I usually walk at sunrise. Well, it's around 9 o'clock right now. It might even be 9:30. I haven't looked. But this is interesting. I don't know. Is that a home behind there? I guess we'll see when we come up here. So my entire life, I've been an early bird. My grandparents both grew up on farms. They got up early to feed the chickens, I guess, and they were used to that, and that's, what they did. And so years later, when my grandparents moved away from the farm, moved to the city, the big city, they still continued to get up really early in the morning, and they always made my mom get up really early in the morning. Even though there were no longer any chickens to feed, they still got up early. Remember Benjamin Franklin's quote, famous quote, "Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise." I don't know. I think they used to say that to me all the time when I was a kid when I complained about getting up early. I think my grandmother would quote that to me. Architecture by Ayers and Feig, 1964. Okay, so this is an original mid-century modern home. Very cool. So, me and my brothers, we were always forced to get up at sunrise, no matter what, even on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday. So I hated it as a kid. I always wanted to sleep in, but I really got in the habit of it. So as an adult, I've just always continued to get up before sunrise. I'm usually up by 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I like it. It's very peaceful. It's nice. And as soon as it's light enough outside, before the sun has actually come up, but it's light enough where it's not still dark out, I go for my walks. It's very peaceful, not as many cars out. This house is called The Arches. I always love when homes have names. Our home doesn't have a name. We should name it. I've said that many times before, but we never do. All right, I'm at the end of the street here, but now this is one big circle. If you go around the right here, and then up, and it goes all around. It's called Panorama, I guess. And I see a plaque here. Let's go see what this plaque is. But before I do that, let me just finish what I was starting to say. Wow, look at this giant succulent. I forget what those are called. All right, so this neighborhood is called Little Tuscany Estates. I don't know if it originally had a gate, but it does have these 2 pillars here, or posts, right here at the end of the street. So after I retired, I continued. I've been retired for, I think around 5 years now, almost. And I continue to get up before the chickens, and just because that's what I've always done. And after I had my heart issue about a year or so ago, and started taking a lot of medication. It started making me very drowsy, very tired, and I just didn't feel like getting up that early anymore. I just had no energy. I had some of the medication is to lower my blood pressure, so that makes me kind of weak and tired, and some of the other drugs make me fatigued. So I was forcing myself to get up and walk, even though I could barely get out of bed. And even like the year or two before, I started realizing, I guess maybe just getting older, that I wasn't enjoying my walks when it was freezing out. It was like 40, 50 degrees, and I'm a lot colder now in the mornings than I used to be when I was younger. The cold didn't affect me as much, but it definitely does now. So one day I had the genius idea to stop getting up so early. I was like, hello. I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I continuing to get up before sunrise when I'm retired? I don't need to get up that early. And so I realized I don't need to do this anymore. I got a little distracted by those people walking by. And look at these, talking about being distracted. These are grapefruit. We have a lot of citrus fruit here. Oranges, grapefruit. They just grow all over the place. And these are so expensive in the stores, but they're just everywhere out on the street. I've never picked any fruit from anybody's tree, but I'm sure tempted to do that. That's all right. So that would be another video. So anyway, one day I was just like, hey, I'm retired. I don't need to get up this early anymore. So I started sleeping in, and now I don't walk until usually until the sun has come up. But today it was so cold, I thought, well, I'll just start walking when it's warmer. And now it's about 60 degrees, so it's about 20 degrees warmer, and it feels really nice compared to, I don't know, this guy's, I guess, wants to see what I'm filming. He's just standing here looking at me. People are so curious. Everybody wants to see what you're doing when you're filming. So anyway, what I was trying to say in that long-winded ramble is that I no longer feel like I need to be an early bird. I'm no longer getting up before the crack of dawn. I'm sleeping in if I want to sleep in. In fact, I don't care what time I get up anymore. If I want to sleep until 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, then that's what I do. I mean, I haven't slept in that late, but if I want to, I can. And I'm perfectly okay with that. I just realized there's no reason for me to keep getting up early, just because that's what I always did before. How about you guys? Have you changed your sleeping habits since you retired? For those of you who are retired, gosh, look at all those oranges. So as I say, the Arches, 1969, Little Tuscany Estates, designed by James McNaughton. This camera doesn't have a zoom, so I just have to get up close and personal here. McNaughton, a famed set designer and art director for television and motion pictures, created this whimsical home with over 100 arches in the Hollywood Regency style. If you watch my video the other day about, I was walking by William Demarest's house, and there were a couple of homes in the Hollywood Regency style that I was talking about. And I wonder if this qualifies as Hollywood Regency style. The door sure looks like it. The rest of it, I don't know. But the door has kind of that Hollywood Regency style to it. So the arches, okay. So I'm sure they probably have tours of this home at some point during the year. Let's go see on the other side here what it looks like. Yeah, see, a lot of the Hollywood Regency had those like little drapes and things, like cabanas that you could pull down. And that's the carport. I wonder if that was like the original carport. Then they added these. So the Arches. Okay, I didn't know this home had a name to it. Fun. All right, so let's go look at this across the street. See what this plaque says. I assume it's okay when somebody has a plaque, an historic plaque, in the front yard, that they don't mind if you're walking into their yard. They're proud of their house and they want to show it off. Isn't that beautiful? I gotta get a selfie here. All right, so same designer, James McNaughton and Associates. And what does it say here? The Hollywood House, 1966. Little Tuscany Estates, Mignon, the famed set designer and art director for television and motion pictures, designed this home in the Hollywood Regency style. Well, that's interesting. So it was Hollywood Regency style. So he designed both. So I'm guessing. I guess I thought he was the owner, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm kind of confused. If any of you know, let us know. It's pretty though. They did a great job of remodeling, because this was a couple of years ago, was not in great condition, and whoever bought it, they've redone it and remodeled, and it looks really beautiful now. I think what I'm going to do is, instead of making one really long video that's a half hour to an hour long, which is what I sometimes do with my walks, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start making them shorter, maybe 10-15 minutes. And if I'm taking a really long walk, I'll just divide it into 2 or 3 different walks. So I'm going to stop this video here, and then I'm going to continue on, and I'll share the rest of it in the next video. This neighborhood here is called Little Tuscany Estates. So I'm going to walk up here to the right and walk by Elvis's former home. This is the home he owned when he died in 1977. The California home he owned. He died at Graceland back in Memphis, but he owned this home at the time of his death, and it's just a block up the street here. So I'm going to walk up there in the next video, in the next part of this video. So if you're interested, don't forget to come back and watch that video. I won't share it on the same day. It'll probably be the next day or maybe a couple days later. And I am curious if any of you are early birds, if you kind of became an early bird for the same reason that I did, and if after retiring you realized it wasn't necessary to continue being an early bird anymore. So feel free to share with us in the comments. I'd love to hear. All right, so I will see you on the next walk.